Good morning, everybody. How's your Halloween? Happy Tuesday. My name is Matt. I'm your ducky leader. I am out this morning, back on Oneida. It's freezing ass cold. Water temp is down to 51.4 here on the west end. And I'm chasing smallmouth again. From the looks of it, I'm going to be on this pattern for probably the next week or so. I'm trying to get them dialed in. I had a nice big one this morning. Lost two other ones that jumped me off, and that's been it. It's 8:25 right now. I got about 5 more minutes out here, so I thought I'd say hello to you guys this morning and girls. And tell you what's going on. Got a little tiny bit of a northeast wind this morning, real light. About 36 degrees when I left the house this morning. I had to go get some gas. Long story yesterday. My buddy Paul and I, we went a little farther than I had the gas to take us. I thought I was okay. I had a quarter of a tank when I left the house. We ran out just west of the island. And it was blowing east. Sorry, it was blowing west. So I put the trolling motor down and we put it on 10. And we made it all the way into the river before those two batteries died. So that was a pretty long stretch on high. I mean, 2 miles maybe. Then my beautiful wife came and rescued us with a can of gas, and everything was all set. So this morning I had to run over to Winter Harbor and get gas. And I thought that was one right there, ticking it. Nope. A lot of floating debris in the west end. Lots and lots and lots of it. I'm on the outside edge of the weed line right now. I've been in 13 to 14 feet all day. I haven't thrown any jig presentations. Everything's been horizontal. It's been swim baits, which I've had all 3 bites on. I was throwing a flicker shad, and I was also throwing a jerkbait. Neither of those got bit. The swim bait was my 3rd presentation, and I got bites on the first 2 casts. Hard to beat a Kitech swim bait. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's crank and reel once you find them. Fast, slow, stop it. There's 1,000 things you can do to it. There's one right there. There's one right there. What do we got? Oh, look who showed up. Look who showed up to the party. Look who showed up to the swim bait party. Smile, Walter. Hello, everybody. Happy Halloween. I'm all kinds of excited for Halloween tonight. My wife is going to dress up in a sexy pirate costume, and we're going to go swashbuckling. I almost hit that old squaw flying by. It saw my hat and thought I was its mother. Pretty cool hat, isn't it? I know you guys are jealous. I know. Everybody's going to want a hat. Courtney and I met this lady at Beaver Lake a couple falls ago. And I was going to have her knit me a walleye hat. or a bass head or something. Oh, thought that was another one. So yeah, all I'm doing is horizontal. You know, I do mainly just a super slow roll with my swim baits, and you feel that tick, and then it starts getting heavy, and you reel right into them, and then set them. And I'm fishing it on my JT rods, 7-foot ultralight panhandler. This is become my swim bait rod. I haven't even tried it on panfish or perch or anything. And the full bend in it, all the way down into the handle, really takes the snot out of those big smallmouth pretty quickly. As opposed to fishing a heavier stick, because I'm not a tournament fisherman. I'm just an enjoyment fisherman. And when it comes to these smallmouth that I love so much and they fight so hard, I don't want to overpower them if I don't have to. I don't want to overpower them with big sticks and heavy line and heavy gear. I'm fishing 8-pound test Cortland master braid, and I'm fishing 8-pound test Cortland top secret fluorocarbon down to a snap, and then my swim bait head. It's pretty light. It's a little finessey. I'm throwing that big swim bait on a 1/4 ounce VMC twist lock head right at the moment. I could go down to 3/16, even an 1/8, and I can throw it on this rod, no problem. You know, get a ton of distance. I have another reel that I do switch with this, another spool that sometimes I'll run straight 4 or 6-pound fluoro on it, or mono. Especially a month from now when the water is bitter cold, clear, and they're a little hawky, then because they'll still eat the swim baits, smallmouth and walleyes. But then I switch over to that light line, take the braid off, and you get another, you can almost double your cast length with that light. You know, like last fall I was using a noodle rod of all things with 4-pound test, and I could whip those little swim baits a country mile. Which you want to get it out away from the boat and then just let it be out there in space. And all I'm doing, I got my trolling motor set on a course heading, and I'm just on the outside edge of the weed line. So there's been bass. Oh, I had a pickerel earlier too. And now there's walleye, and they're living right on this edge. You know, they don't have to be just here, but the ones that are here are right on this edge. It's like a highway. You know, it's like a trail through the forest if you're a deer hunter. Everybody's taking the easy trail when they can, which is just on the outside of the weeds. And it acts like a, what do we got here? I think that's a big clump of weeds. It would be awesome if it started head shaking, because it's pretty heavy. Now, I've been up in the bow of the boat, and I've got my live scope set up there. I'm back here to film this real quick, but I'm going this way, so I'm quartering my casts into the direction I'm heading so that I have time to let it get down, to work it at the speed I want, because if you're pulling it and reeling it, it's going too fast, in my opinion. So I cast quartering into the direction I'm headed. It gives it time to get down to where I want it. I can still keep my nice, steady, slow retrieve. It's not behind me, and I'm not pulling it. To me, that's a big deal. do 2 more casts, see if I could get another one on camera. I'd like another big smallmouth, but I will take walleyes. That was a nice keeper too. 16, 17 inches. And if you're swim bait fishing, you can usually tell immediately the difference in a bite between the smallmouth and the walleyes, and where they bite. The smallmouth will usually take it in the first quarter of the cast as you start retrieving it. Walleyes will usually take it in the last quarter, especially if you're fishing it deep near bottom or on bottom. When it starts to come off bottom and come back up to where your boat is, where your rod tip is, that's a lot of times where, whoa, I will hit it. Oh, I missed one right there. That felt a little perchy though. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, he came, whatever it is messing around with it. But a bass is usually takes it out shortly after it hits the water. So here's one. I got one more cast left. And then the walleyes are followers, typically. And then all of a sudden, when it changes angle at the end, and it speeds up a little like it's getting out of there, like it's leaving, then they grab it out of instinct. They grab right a hold of it. Second day in a row, I haven't seen anybody out here. That's going to be common for me the next, from now until it, tomorrow's November 1st. Tomorrow's November 1st. Hard to believe. Only 3 weeks away from opening day of deer season. But tomorrow's the 1st of November. And most everybody's put their boats away by now. I know there's only a few of us that stay out, stay out, and it's interesting. It's pretty cool to be out here most days as it gets later into the season here, and you're the only one out here. I love it. I love it. If you couldn't see all the houses on the shoreline, you'd think you were in the middle of nowhere. Yep. This is my last one. I wanted to stay and do more, but I got to get moving. Thanks everybody for joining me this morning. If you like what I do on a daily basis, please hit the subscribe button. Like, share, comment. All of those things greatly affect positively the channel and the work I do here. So if you're down, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Have a ducky day. I hope everybody's Halloween is a great one. Be safe, have fun, keep your tip up.